Yo, welcome to episode 3 of the XR build. Previously in episode 2, we stripped the bike down to the frame, cleaned a bunch of parts, and evaluated what we need to get this thing going and looking sweet. We ordered all those and most of them have arrived. So this episode, we're going to repair the forks, we're going to lace some new wheels, we're going to hopefully get the engine back in the frame, and then do a whole bunch of other little bits and bobs. So if that's something you're into, follow along. Let's get it. Whenever I hop back into a project like this, like let's say it's been a couple days or a couple weeks and I'm about to start again, it sounds crazy, but I typically like to start with something that's hard and or annoying that I don't like. That way, once I get it done, I feel like I have some momentum going and I can do some of the other more fun stuff. And it makes it less like work and more enjoyable. So, doing swing arm bearings. Well, I've slowly been making progress, adding more and more parts to the frame, starting to get things put back together. And then I was looking up here, and I thought, it's kind of odd. Doesn't really look like the carburetor is going to fit in there right. And sure enough, I noticed I put that guy in there backwards. I think I'm used to two strokes where you always see the fork boot on that side, like a YZ250 or YZ125. So I'm going to pop the subframe off, take the airbox out of there, and see if I can get all that glue off that I glued that thing in there with. Wish me luck! Just a little follow-up from the last episode where I put that Lexel sealant in there. Actually seems to do a really good job. And it's not that hard to peel off, so I'm probably just going to do it again when I put this back on. Alright, as you guys can probably tell, I've been wearing a bunch of different clothes throughout filming this video. And hey, sometimes life gets in the way. It's probably been like intermittent 5 weeks I've been working on this thing without much progress. So today, just to make me happy, we're going to finish lacing the wheels, put them on the bike, put the rear shock in, and redo the forks. That way we have a rolling chassis, and that will feel like a win and the end of episode 3. So if you've come this far, stick with me. We'll wrap this episode up, and then hopefully in the next one we'll actually be riding the thing. Fork seals, new boots, fresh fluid, 2 forks, and the mutt. Let's get after it. Because I'm trying to do this whole little build thing as cheap as possible, I decided to skimp out on buying the little cartridge holder tool. So I'm going to manufacture one out of 1-inch pipe. Basically, on the end of this, I need to cut a rebate down on either side and leave 2 little tabs. Then that can be slid into the fork, and then I can run the nut off on the backside. So I'm just going to get after it real quick with a grinder, and hopefully she fits.
Brighter days is on the other side of pain. Can't be the same if you wanna see some change. Iced out chains got you acting kinda strange. Mind got corroded by the fortune and the fame. Ego so bloated, got your head on the range by the followers and looks. Movers and the crooks, beat down low. You need a ram in a bush. Can't debate, you took the bait, a fish in a hook. Made a friend of an enemy, you mistook. Growing up is knowing everybody ain't solid. Or somebody to everybody ends up with nobody. Lose if you won't, lose if you will. This will be my final degree. You can't tell me how to be me. When you don't know what you believe. Favorites far more than what you see. I see the sparkle in your eye. I'm the star that got you struck. Lights out, I had to learn to live in the dark. Water pressure real high, I had to swim with the sharks. Keep the keys in my hand, don't forget where I park. Just as long as I finish, it don't matter how I start.
Sticking with the budget theme, instead of buying a fork seal driver, I just cut a piece of PVC, knocked all the hard edges off, and then you can squeeze that in here and pound the fork seal in and bushings. Works really well.
We threw the whole tree and she still got the fade. No care about her app when I'm out here getting paid. Well. Tell
All right, oil level for these forks is like 4.6 inches with the spring out and the fork fully compressed. Whew. There should be. Broke my cute little tool though. Sad. One down, one to go.
Tell me what you wanna tell me. Tell me things I'll never know. I'm still trying to find a way to leave, so I can learn to never go back home. Ooh, gotta make a getaway, getaway.
Now that I got the forks done, I can throw the front wheel on. I've already laced this up and trued it. I don't think I recorded it because this is kind of time consuming. Look at how sick that looks. All new spokes from Moose, new nipples. I cleaned the hub up pretty well, and then that's a Tusk rim. Gangster. Alright, I'm going to get started lacing up this rear wheel. I like to put, I don't know, 2 flat 2x4s, just some scrap on the ground. Gets the wheel almost perfectly centered on the hub. Then, this hub's kind of unique. Obviously these spokes are on the inside, closer to the concentric center of the hub, and then these spokes are on the outside, basically further away from the center line of the hub. Or another way to think about that is basically this distance to this distance is shorter than this distance to this distance. I'm going to get started on the short ones. I always want to work the bottom of the 2 spokes in. Basically, if you look in there, there's a bottom and a top spoke going around. Like to do the bottoms first. And they ought to go every 4th hole. You'll see when you fit the hub in there. Basically just send the spoke to whichever one looks like it would line up the nicest. Skip 3, go again, skip 3, go again, and work your way all the way around. Okay, I got the first row in. I went lower on the hub and then basically every 4th hole going around. Then you just keep rinse and repeat. This time we're going the opposite direction with the top hole in the hub Find out where it lays nice. There we go, she's going. Now same thing, skip 3. These ought to land in the middle. Ought to land in the middle of the last guys you put in. It was looking a little weird to me because I didn't quite have the rim centered inside the hub. But just take it, play with it a little bit. I think lacing wheels is probably one of the more cathartic things that you can do when it comes to working on a dirt bike. When I'm putting these nipples on, I'm trying to thread them all in somewhat evenly. So I want basically like the same amount of threads showing on all of them, and that'll just help me when I go around the whole thing and make it perfect. It's a better starting point. The Loctite's super important, or I'm sorry, not Loctite. The anti-seize is super important, just to ensure that these guys don't get seized up and you can still tighten them and loosen them after they've gotten wet. I think ultimately that's why this thing snaps some spokes, is because the nipples are all seized. Alright, I'll go around and finish this side, then flip it over and basically do the same thing, and I'll pull you guys in when I'm finished. Or I'll pull you guys in at least when I start to true it. All the spokes and all the nipples are in there. Now we'll set it up in my little wheel lacing jig and start to true it. First thing I do, once I get it rigged up on my little jig here, is basically, for as much as I can, I'm going to run all these spokes about the same tightness. The easiest way to start doing that is to mark one and then skip 3, tighten, skip 3, tighten, skip 3, tighten, all the way to where I get back to where I started. Go one more and do the same thing. Now, after I have them all kind of around the same level of tightness, I'll grab a torque wrench and then actually go through and just keep doing the same progress or same process. 1 skip 3, 1 skip 3, 1 skip 3, getting them all to the same torque, and then we'll actually go into checking the run out. Okay, that's definitely the worst I've ever seen, and I basically followed the same steps I normally do. So I think that's a tomorrow me problem. Yeah, it's brutal. I think that's good enough. I played with it for maybe 30 minutes this morning. This is what we got. Not too shabby. I'm usually good with like 1 to 2 millimeters of run out. At the end of the day, you're going to go hit a rock and it's going to get all whacked up anyway, and then you're going to go through and tighten the spokes. So I'll live with it. I'm just going to tighten the rest of them real nicely, and then we'll throw an AT81 on this and put it on the bike.
Like
Thanks for watching, guys. That's a wrap for episode 3. In the next episode, I'm gonna finally button this thing up and we'll go take it for a rip. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the stuff we're doing, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And remember, doesn't matter how sick your tools are, what kind of a badass bike you're wrenching on, just get out there and share the stoke. Later, boys.